Here, the correct answer is option C. The text discusses how to communicate bad news to patients. It emphasizes the need for clarity, avoiding overly technical language like neoplasm, which may confuse patients. It also warns against saying too much or too little information, both of which could lead to misunderstandings. The key point is that the staff must be clear, allow patients to observe the news, and encourage questions. Misunderstandings can occur if information is not delivered properly, which is why option C is the correct answer. Here, the passage does not explicitly criticize the use of simplistic language or directing attention to family members. That's why option A and B is incorrect. But it strongly advises avoiding confusion, making option C the best choice. Here, the correct answer is option B. Based on the highlighted text, the most important purpose of the guidelines is to make general practitioners aware of the value of asthma action plans. The focus of the text is to emphasize how effective the writer plan is in improving asthma management and reducing emergencies. Thus, the correct answer is option B to raise their awareness of the value of asthma action plans. Let me explain why other two options are incorrect. Firstly, the first option says to write asthma action plans. Even though writing the plan is a part of the process, the purpose of the guidelines is more about raising awareness of the value of such plans. So, option A is incorrect. Option C says to direct their discussion with patients about asthma action plans. Even though discussions are important, the guidelines primarily aim to raise awareness about the plan's value rather than just guiding discussions. That's why option C is also incorrect. Here, the correct answer is option B. The highlighted section in the passage emphasizes that all chemicals need to be fully labeled and described. This process of labeling and documenting ensures that chemicals are properly identified and handled. Without proper documentation, disposal becomes risky and difficult. Here, option B directly relates to this as it focuses on the importance of labeling and providing details for each chemical. Option A and C are not the focus of the highlighted text. While taking safety precautions and consulting service providers are important, the core message of this passage is to ensure that chemicals are documented properly through labeling and descriptions. Thus, option B is the most accurate reflection of the guidelines provided in the passage. Here, the correct answer is option A, the rationale for documenting incidents and errors, because the memo focuses on explaining why pharmacists need to follow a risk management procedure. It emphasizes the importance of keeping detailed records of incidents, including the time, individuals involved, action taken, and communications with third parties. The memo highlights the reason behind documenting incidents to ensure that a thorough and accurate record is available in case of investigations. This is reflected in the language such as pharmacists should therefore follow a risk management procedure, including appropriate record keeping, which shows the purpose and rationale for documentation, not just the procedural steps. Hence, A is the correct answer because the memo explains why it is important to document incidents and errors comprehensively. Option B, which refers to the procedure for investigating incidents, is not the main focus as the memo talks more about the documentation than the investigation process. Option C refers to submitting reports, which is not the core message of the memo either. Here, the correct answer is option A. Staff should make it a priority to rule out spinal injuries, as the text emphasizes the importance of early diagnosis and management of spinal injuries. It mentions that patients in ICU should undergo spinal evaluation within 24 hours to avoid further complications from undiagnosed vertebral columns injuries and spinal cord injuries. This reflects the priority of ensuring spinal injuries are ruled out or treated properly. The passage also highlights the risk associated with prolonged immobilization and spinal precautions, suggesting that unnecessary delays could lead to complications. Therefore, the focus is on making spinal injury evaluation a top priority for ICU patients. Option B is incorrect because the text does not specifically discuss a growing trend of missed spinal injuries. Option C is incorrect because although immobilization is mentioned, it is accurately described as a potential risk when prolonged, not as evidence of being particularly helpful. Thus, option A is correct because the guideline stresses the importance of timely evaluation to rule out spinal injuries in multi trauma patients. Here, the correct answer is option B. The question asks what the update informs medical professionals about bovine insulin. Correct answer is B. Users may experience difficulties when switching to alternatives. This is because the passage highlights the unpredictability and difficulties in adjusting insulin doses when switching from bovine insulin to other forms. It mentions the challenges of impaired hypoglycemia awareness and the potential for severe hypoglycemia, supporting the idea that switching may be complicated for patients, which directly answers option B. Why not option A or C? A is being withdrawn due to the risk associated with its long term use is incorrect because the text does not indicate that risk of long term use or the reason for withdrawal. Instead, it is due to the limited availability of the active ingredients. Option C says any side effects are more difficult to identify in older patients is not saying this thing in the passage. While older patients are mentioned, the focus is on the difficulties in managing their insulin after switching, not on identifying side effects.